Sorry. Clear loser. I should have made like a double F tier. Right. Engineers, today we're doing something a little different. We're not talking compressors, reverbs, or the latest AI-powered EQ. We're talking about the software that gets us those plugins. The plugin managers and installers from the big developers. Now, if you've been in the game for a while, you know this can either be a seamless, two-click, thank you for respecting my hard drive experience, or a bloated, always running, crash-happy nightmare that makes you wonder why you bought the plugin in the first place. So I'm going to make a tier list out of the plugin installers. Can't wait to see what your guys' experience has been. Here's how it's going to work. I'll be ranking each company's manager based on 5 criteria. Simplicity. Is it intuitive, or do I feel I need to get on a call with support just to get through the thing? Number 2, ease of use. Do updates, installs, and license activations feel painless, or like I'm filing taxes? Number 3, size. Does the thing live in the corner of my SSD, or is it a hulking multi-gigabyte install for something that should be a glorified download button? 4, intrusiveness. This one's big. Does it just do its job and leave me alone? Or does it sneak in background demons, auto launchers, or little CPU hungry friends I don't ask for? 5, performance. At the end of the day, does it work? Or does it crash right when I need to get a new license? Every major developer has their own spin on this, from the minimalists who give you exactly what you need, to the heavyweights who seem to think they're building the next operating system. I'm going to break them down one by one, and then we'll throw them up on the tier list together. By the end, we should have a clear picture who's doing right by their users, and who's making the simple act of installing a plugin way more complicated than it needs to be. And I'll warn you now, some of these might surprise you. Ready? Let's get it. I made my own little tier list in Canva. We're going to go for these 16 you see along the bottom here. These are all the ones I could think of. I do have a couple I didn't put in the list. There's like the Vienna Symphony installer, a couple more specialized ones and smaller ones. But to tell you what, if you guys like this video, and I'm sure I missed something, you guys tell me in the comments below. We'll make a part der. Okay, first up, the PA Installation Manager from Plugin Alliance. This little guy runs light, and it wins hands down smallest plugin manager of them all at 4 megabytes. This is how it should be, people. There's no reason for these things to swell to gigabyte size. My only complaint about it is that the window doesn't resize to fit the full list of plugins. The window is totally static. You can't resize it at all. And if you're looking at all the plugins, you're looking at dozens and dozens that you got to scroll in this small window. So yeah, the window kind of sucks. That 4 megabytes, and it is simple and it does work. I'm gonna put it in the A tier. Next one's going to be a bit painful. You guys know I'm a Cubase daily driver. The Steinberg Download Assistant. Where do I start with this thing? I'm going to put video up on screen now of showing you the experience of using Steinberg's Download Assistant. It downloads, you download the latest version, and it wants to update to a new version. You download the update, it doesn't install. Then directs you to go find it manually. Okay, so I've got the older version, fine. They've tweaked it out. It's hard to find your products, first of all. So I find there's an update for Cubase. So let's download and install that. These installers are great, right? They take care of everything for you. But that fails, and it directs you to go do it manually, which I go do in 1/20th of the time that it would have taken me. Steinberg Download Assistant is our first F. Naughty Steinberg. Okay, next on the list, Slate Digital Connect. I gotta hand it to the Audiotonics folks. They built a good app here. This thing's clear, easy to see. Starting to get pretty big at 370 megabytes, but you can see all of your products. You get thumbnails for them, a little description. You can split by types of plugins or software. Updates can be seen individually. All in all, an amazing experience. Even though the size is getting pretty big, I'm going S tier for Slate. Now, at the same time, I might as well do Solid State Logic, also owned by Audiotonics. Basically the same software, just as well organized and presented, except starting to get little damn big at 670 megabytes. We're almost a third of a gigabyte here for this one. So it would be an S for functionality, but it is an A for me. Next up is Izotope Product Portal, part of the Native Instruments family. This guy runs pretty good if you're buying brand new plugins through this interface. It's great to use. It's quite clear, shows you when updates are there, shows you old software, but installing some old software is nigh impossible. And I've had to go to Izotope support several times to get my old software installed. Size is 289 megabytes, not bad, but she's got a bit of jank, but support was there. Support answered pretty quickly and got me my individual download links. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the C for now. That might change. Next up is Melter Productions MPLUGIN Manager. This thing's a huge beast. It's quite similar to Slate. Nice thumbnail for all the products. You can see what's installed. It's highlighted. You can see what updates need to be done. I had some confusion when loading it. It said it needed an update. Looked like it was updating, but it was updating my plugins. But generally usable. Decent piece of software. And does what it says on the tin. How big is she? 10 megabytes. So we're going to take this up into the S tier. Doesn't run any software demons. 10 megabytes. Does what it says on the tin. They've improved it a lot. It used to be quite confusing. Another S tier. Okay, moving on. Native Access. Another Native Instruments company. This puppy is 370 megs. Starting to get a bit gross. But has a nice presentation. You can clearly see what you need to install. Again, massive problems when you're trying to deal with older software. I've had to contact native support as well to get old products going, so it goes right with its brother in the C tier. Next up is Toontrack Product Manager. For those of you using Easy Drummer, the Easy Mix, the Easy Instruments, or the Superior Drummer, all of which I use. Toontrack is a great application. Nice big screen, lots of options, very visibly can change where you're downloading to and where you're downloading libraries to, something that can be frustrating with some of these plugins. This one is definitely A tier, at least. At least. I actually might go S tier with that. All right. We have more S's than we thought, although Melda's close. It's kind of confusing sometimes. I'm going to actually change my mind on that. We're going to make that an A tier. Up next, we have AUTOTUNE Central. So a lot of people don't know, Antares makes lots of plugins. Some of them are really, really cool. They're all exorbitantly priced unless you get the subscription. They do put deals on every now and then on some of the other plugins, though. They've got some really good ones. AUTOTUNE Central is very clear, quite easy to use, but this sucker is on its way to 2/3 of a gigabyte. So it's going in to the B tier at 500 and what was it? 600 megabytes. I mean, why? Why in the world does it need to be 600 megabytes? Waves Central, oh my gosh, you guys know good old Waves. You have your multiple wave shells, you have your Waves update plan. Recently went to use Waves Equator and it wouldn't open on my machine. There was no resolution in the app. It just said doesn't work on my operating system. You have version 9, version 11, version 15. Some don't work here, some work there. You have a license maybe for one version here and not there. It's just, it gets so bonkers, and sometimes these things run like crap. I hate even the thought of opening Waves. That being said, it generally does work. Waves clocks in at, again, 600 megabytes and installs an extra 4 gigabytes of junk on your system. I'm tempted with you, Waves. I'm tempted with you, but it works. It works. I keep wanting to put it in F because it angers me so much, but unlike Download Assistant, it generally does work. SOFTUBE Central. You guys use a lot of SOFTUBE? I know the guys that have the hardware controllers, which are really good, certainly do. I've got a couple, and when I load it, it won't even work. It's looking for the daemon software that it's supposed to install. Couldn't find it. Can't advance. Doesn't give you a solution. So, E tier for you. What I do remember from the last time I got it running is that it seems to be pretty clear, simple software, but it can't find its own installer daemon, so bye-bye. UJAM. UJAM is a fun as heck company. I've done plenty of their plugins on plugins this week. They're kind of auto player software, session musician software. You can get bass lines, guitar lines, keyboards, drums, with patterns on them that you can modify. And you can just hold down a key and play patterns and then modify them with fills and all sorts of stuff. Super fun. And their software is simple and clear and just work great. So A tier for you, UJAM. Extra points for having the simplest name. The installer software is called UJAM. Moving on to UA Connect, Universal Audio. Universal Audios I find very confusing. It tries to do a whole bunch of things upon loading, and worst of all, it tries to download a watcher software into your taskbar that stays active at all times, and we all know there's no need for that whatsoever. So D tier for UA Connect. Does work, but I find it confusing. It's all over the place. There's multiple sections that I don't need, and it tries to install a daemon on your system. Isn't it funny they call them daemons? On top of that, UA Connect is 3/4 of a gigabyte in size, and I've got, I think, 3 of their plugins. Absolutely crazy. ARTURIA software, they make some cool plugins and some great synths. Their software center is pretty light, 100 megs, does what it says, nothing extra, nothing more. B tier. And last but certainly least, IK Multimedia's IK Product Manager. This beast, even if you want one of their teeny little EQ plugins, it's like $15, makes you download all of their plugins, over 2 gigabytes of plugins to sit on your computer, just in case you want to go for their subscription model, just in case you want to buy another one. They've already installed it on your hard drive. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a Mac Studio user. I'm always watching my hard drive. I can't have extra bloat like this. In fact, almost all of these installers I remove after I use them. that this thing needs to install all of its plugins on here is a crime. And then when you want to uninstall it, you have to go off to the website and go through this convoluted web page just to uninstall any software you do have installed. So IK Multimedia is so bad that you'll notice I've never done an IK Multimedia plugin on Plugins This Week or featured on the channel at all, and nor will I as long as this is their business model. Sorry, clear loser. I should have made like a double F tier for IK Multimedia. Alright, so there you have it. My plugin installer and manager tier list. What did you guys think? What did I get wrong? Would you have done much different? What did I miss? Are there more installers that I'm not thinking of? I bet there are. Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. And tell me some of your war stories with these evil installer programs. I hope you enjoyed this different format today. Until next time, let's get it.